Hello, everyone. To all those who have joined us, I would just like to let you know that we shall be starting in another few minutes. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. As mentioned earlier, please give us a few minutes and we shall begin shortly. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We're just waiting for a few more people to join us before we can get started. Hello, everyone. While we wait, I would like to share a video on Northwestern immigration. This will just give you a little introduction on what we do and what our organization is all about. Just gonna share the video with you. Yeah, almost ready and shall be starting shortly. As most of you all know, today's session is about studying in Canada. If you are interested in coming to Canada to study, today's session is going to be very helpful for you to gain the knowledge that you require to come to Canada. There are many times where you may get refusals on your application. So today, our host, Mr. Nabeel Khan, will be sharing his experience as a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, and he'll let you know the process of coming to Canada as a student. We shall be starting very soon. Thank you for your patience. I do know that you all have been waiting for a few minutes now, but trust me, this session is going to be really good and informative for you. If any of you have specific questions, you can always comment in the comment box below. And once the session is over, we shall overlook all the comments and perhaps make another video on this. Or we could share our phone number with you and you could send us a text message or give us a call and we'll be happy to answer this question. For those of you who have just joined us, I will be showing you a video on Northwestern immigration just till we get started. I would just like to let you know that today's session is going to be on studying in Canada. If you do wish to come to Canada to study, please wait and watch our video. We are going to frequently asked questions from students. What a GIC is, we're talking about refusals and rejections on your application. Just wait a few minutes and we shall get started shortly. Thank you. I shall be taking you through another video where one of our clients was refused a study permit. So let's go there and see what she has to say about our services. I was trying sharing her. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for waiting for us. Welcome to the Northwestern YouTube channel. My name is Stacey, and I'm a case associate at Northwestern Immigration. Today's session is a live question and answer session with our guest, Mr. Nabeel Khan. Please allow me to introduce you to our Vice President and also regulated Canadian immigration consultant, Mr. Nabeel Khan.
Hi, Stacy. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, Nabeel?
Very well. Thank you. Thank you for hosting this seminar today, webinar for live webinar for our viewers today.
No problem at all. So I would just like our guests to know that today's session addresses frequently asked questions from students just like yourself. So we've noted all of them down, and today Mr. Nabeel will be answering them for us. So to get started, Mr. Nabeel, what is Canada's study student direct stream and non-student direct stream?
Student direct stream, as it is known as, it is also known as STS or student direct stream, where it is a special stream for certain countries issued by the government of Canada in June 2018. Basically, it is for the residents of China, Vietnam, India, Morocco, Senegal, Pakistan, and the Philippines. So the citizens and residents of these countries can apply through this stream, and the main benefit of this stream is that it's processing time. The processing time for the applications from these countries is under the STS is only 20 working days.
Okay. And who you say is eligible for both of these streams?
Yeah, so the thing is over here, can you just give me a second, please? Give me a second.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry about that. The difference between these two streams is basically if you are a citizen of this country or of one of these countries, you can benefit from the faster processing times. However, you need to meet certain requirements under the student direct stream to be able to qualify as to apply under this stream. And non-STS is for those people or those students who are other than these countries, or even if they are from these countries, it is and they are unable to meet they are it becomes unable to meet the specific requirements, they can proceed under the non-STS stream.
Okay. And are there any additional requirements to apply for SPS? As in, who can
Yes,
apply
under
for
the
it?
STS, I will just explain to you in a little bit, but to start with, to summarize, the STS requires mainly two things. It is a specific level of English or French language, and the financial resources, proof of financial resources. So these are, you can say, two main requirements. There are other requirements which I will mention in detail in next few minutes. But mainly, if somebody has an English language score of 6 in each module in the Ielts academic, and then and or accordingly French in TEF or in TEF language exam, and they have to show upfront proof of financial resources, which is through a guaranteed income certificate (GIC).
So you did mention about this proof of income, that's a GIC. Would you be able to elaborate on what a GIC really is?
Yeah, the GIC is known as is a guaranteed income certificate, and what it means is that it is a certificate issued by the certain approved banks in approved banks by the government of Canada, and under these, what happens is that you have to have any student applying under the student direct stream must have a GIC of $10,000 at least. What a GIC does is that it means that their $10,000 are fixed with the bank, and they are unable to use this money till the time they do not come to Canada as a student. So they are only released this amount once they are inside Canada as a student to use this amount. So GIC can only be issued by certain banks. It is not all banks are approved. Only certain banks approved by Government of Canada can issue GICs to students coming to Canada under the STS stream.
Okay. And this STS stream that we've been talking about, does it place IRCC's regular study permit stream?
That's actually a very good question. We get this question a lot. No, actually, this is not. This is a parallel stream to STS is a parallel stream to non-STS. How I'll just differentiate the difference between the two. Non-STS is the stream for all other countries other than the ones I informed earlier, and I repeat those. So the students, let's say, they're citizens and residents of countries from India, China, Vietnam, Morocco, Senegal, Philippines, and Pakistan, they will only qualify under the STS stream. Others to anybody else, two things more from here. People from other countries will not qualify under the STS stream, number one. And number two, those people in these countries as well, those who don't meet the language requirements or those who do not meet the financial requirements, do not qualify for the STS, so they can go under the non-STS stream. So these are two parallel streams uh, created by the Government of Canada for the ease of the students.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that out because, like you mentioned, a lot of students keep asking us this question quite frequently. So, thank you very much for letting us know about this. So, also, if we are applying under both the streams, STS and non STS stream, what documents would be required for our study permit application?
Yes, that's a question that we get very most often from students, and we help them through this through the applications. So first of all, I will just inform you the main requirements of STS stream. Under the main requirements of STS stream or even non-STS. Okay, so first I will just clear the STS stream and then we do the non-STS. For STS, the main requirements are we should have an acceptance letter, which is also known as the LOA, letter of acceptance. Um, from a post-secondary institute, that's a post-secondary designated learning institute, that is also known as DLI. So that means DLI is actually an approved institute by the Government of Canada, where they have approved this institution for international students. And number two, for SDS, the application should be outside of Canada and from their country of residence, country of citizenships. Let's say if a Vietnamese student wants to apply for to Canada under the STS team, he or she must be a resident of Vietnam, a citizen and a resident of Vietnam. So that fulfills the requirement that they must live outside of Canada when applying. Then they have to pay the proof of tuition fee for the first year of studies. So let's say you're coming to a 2-year program, so you have to pay to the college the first year tuition fee, and along with that, have a guaranteed income certificate of $10,000. So this is where we discussed the GIC earlier as well. So GIC is part along with the first year tuition fee that has to be paid for STS stream. And along with that, the student has to appear in an upfront medical exam, and provide a police certificate that they have no criminal records from their home country, and then they have to also provide the education documents of their last studies, whatever studies they have done, whether it's a grade 12 or a bachelor's degree. And along with that, for the most important part is the English language proficiency. They have to prove that they are proficient in English language with at least 6 band in each module. So listening, writing, speaking, and reading, they have to have 6 band each. And other than these, there are some other
And
required documents also required, which
application.
which also depends on case to case. But these are the basic bare minimum documents required under the STS stream.
All right. And since you do a lot of applications, would you be able to share with our viewers what is the application time for both STS and non-STS stream?
Yes, as informed, SDS is a faster processing time. Under the STS stream, the usual processing time is 20 business days. Okay, that comes out to be around a month or less than a month, if you have fulfilled all the requirements of STS. Some people come to us saying that, I applied under the STS and the case has not been processed within 20 days. That is primarily because you have not fulfilled your requirements, as per requirements. So if you have not fulfilled the requirements, your case is transferred from an STS to a non-STS stream, or it is rejected. depending on how it goes. And under the a non-STS stream, the time could be anywhere between 1 month to 4 months, depending on the visa, the consulate that you have applied to.
Okay, Nabil, you spoke about students having issues and delays with their study permit. So, would you be able to elaborate some common mistakes that students make with their application?
Yes, yes, we receive a lot of students. We receive a lot of applications where students try to do applications on their own, and they, in the midst of doing applications on their own, they create they get themselves into deep trouble, and the deep trouble is either they get themselves rejected, or they get themselves the file is sent back to them saying it's incomplete. So again, you see, each case is different. No two cases are same. We do a lot of two. We get two people from the same background, same everything, same college, same Ielts score, same everything. Hence, yet again, the cases are very different. So what happens is that people think it's generic, that if he has applied or she has applied, my friend has applied, I can apply the same way. It doesn't work that way. Each case has to be strategized. Each case has to be planned. Each case um, has to be carefully monitored before it is submitted. I mean, because Canada, again, international students to Canada is one of the major streams of, one of the major immigration streams in Canada, and Canadian government is very careful who they are giving student visas to. It cannot be that they are just giving student visas blindly. So the thing is, sometimes what happens is that it's incomplete applications which leads to rejections. Sometimes it is the orientation of the application, that the people are that students are not oriented to their studies. So what by this, what I mean is that somebody has done an engineering, and they want to apply in the IT field. Sometimes if you don't have a strong case for that, usually such cases are rejected. If somebody has done the business management, and they want to go into pharmacy stream or something of the sort, that doesn't go well, unless and until you have a very strong reason to change your course of studies in Canada. Sometimes we get a lot of students who don't qualify through the English language, and they still want to apply, and they get rejected because of their weak English scores. Where this is where we inform them about the pathway program. We have the English or French pathway programs in Canada, very strong, and many students from different countries take those pathway programs. Although they're slightly longer, but it gives them a very strong case going forward, that their case is approved, and gives them a strong footing. And other thing is the proof of one more thing is proof of financial resources of. So in this proof of financial resources, lot of mistakes people make, lot of mistakes. They think just proving a simple bank statement, or just proving an uncle's bank statement, something of the sort, does not work. That has to be very carefully planned. That has to be very carefully taken up. I mean, so these are some of the basic things where people get rejected. And then other thing is also family ties, that if you don't people are unable to show strong family ties to their countries back home, or people are upfront that I want to come and study in Canada because I want to take PR over here. So obviously that is the ulterior motive, but it has to be taken care of in the application very carefully.
And I know that it's going to be very scary for students to receive a refusal on their application. But if it does happen, if a student
Yeah, sorry, Stacy, I lost you for a bit. Can you say again, please?
Yes, yes, of course. So, what would happen if a student's application gets refused? It's very scary. You did mention that there's a pathway that they could also take, but is there another way to go about it if their application gets
Yes, yes.
rejected?
Yes, so again, we do a lot of, as we call it, a repair work for our clients, because students come to us after very, after getting refused few times, even sometimes 4 times, 3 times, 5 times, if not one time, we try to improve their we try to resubmit their application by correcting, by strategizing and correcting the mistakes that they have committed on the application. Sometimes that helps, sometimes that does not help, because they have so much their history is so much deteriorated because of the fact that they put in so much wrong things. Just like recently we had a case where the student had misrepresented themselves. Okay, this is very common, especially from people from outside Canada. They don't understand misrepresentation. The person was doing something, he wrote something in the application, and he was caught. He was barred for 5 years by the government of Canada because it was a pure misrepresentation. And this is very common now, because people think that applying student visa is the most easiest process, whereas it is not. It is not the way it is. So again, other than that, people write wrong things in the forms. They don't know how to complete forms. They don't know which form to apply for. So what this does is this creates a history with the government of Canada, and overcoming history is a problem. It has to be the first time. It has to be our highest success rate is the applications that we do for the first time, because we strategize those applications, we organize those applications, we plan those applications, and then we submit those applications in the proper manner, which is suitable to the government of Canada and to the applicant, so getting them the success rate.
And I know that you've been dealing with a lot of study permits since you have a lot of experience. But have you ever received a rejected application recently that you overcame pretty quickly? I did show
Yeah.
our viewers Trang's video, which I think a lot of them were impressed by. But do you know of any other applications as well?
Yeah, yes. As I said, in this year especially, we have had lot of rejected applications that we have helped. In one other than trying, we had other few, literally in the same boat. We had clients from different countries, which we helped overcome their decisions. Okay, the thing is, we get a lot of questions asking appeal, that can the student visa be appealed. In under Canadian immigration laws, no student visas can be appealed. It has to be a new application. So every time a student is rejected, they have to pay a new government fee to submit an application. So this is where it is important, because people think that it's like UK, because as I understand, in UK you can appeal the decision. Over here you cannot appeal the decision. There's no way a decision can be appealed. So a new application has to be submitted. So what happens is, every time we submit a new application, it has to be done again from the scratch, and all the documents, updated documents, have to be submitted. So this is where the student must understand that this is not an easy process. Student visas are very difficult processes, and because it has to be planned properly with professional guidance. And overall, I just like to inform my our viewers that on the average, we do about 100 to 150 applications a year for students, at least. Number one, and number two, we have direct links with the colleges and universities in Canada. We are direct agents for many reputed colleges in Canada, and we help them go through the admission process and the study permit process.
Thank you for sharing that, Nabeel. That was really informative. But the following question is what is actually asked to us the most. The question is that will students who come to Canada get a 3-year work permit if they study for 2 years?
Yes, that is 100% correct. Actually, we have some YouTube videos on those as well. We can share the videos with you. Yes, that is 100% correct. Canada is one of the very few international destinations for international students, where they give you a postgraduate work permit, as it is known as PGWP, after you have successfully completed your 2-year course. And after completing 2-year course, where you don't have, and this is very much important for all my viewers, where they don't have any part-time studies in it. Okay. Early before the COVID, the government of Canada did not allow on distance learning, online learning, but now 50% a course, if taken online, can be considered towards the PGWP qualification. But the mainly the issue with this thing is that if they study 2 years, and one more part that I would like to inform our viewers here is that a 2 year course in Canada can be completed in as little as 16 months, because one year over here is 2 semesters, which is 8 months. And if you don't take a gap, if you, let's say, finish one course in 8 months on, and you take another course which is another 1 year, this 8 plus 8, you can do 16 months. And in 16 months you get a 3 year work permit, which is 36 months. So I think it's the best investment ever for students, where they can study 16 months and go on to receive a 36 month work permit. So this sometimes what happens is students take a 2 year direct course, and there are some semester breaks in between, like a summer break. So if in that scenario our students complete in 20 months time. Still, if you study 20 months and you receive a 36 month work permit, that's a very good deal given by the government of Canada.
That's true. That's true. And we do understand that due to the current pandemic, students are not allowed to travel to Canada at the moment. But do you have any updates on when the travel ban will be lifted and which intake is open at the moment?
Yes. So the update on this one is that certain institutes, certain DLIs, as they are known as designated learning institutions, they are approved by the government of Canada, who have a quarantine plan. So there are certain institutes who have been approved. Only those students are allowed to travel to Canada for now to study physically. The rest of the students whose institutions or DLIs do not fall under the quarantine plan approved by the government of Canada, they are for now studying online from their home countries. And as the vaccine becomes more open throughout the world, then the government of Canada, we expect the government of Canada to open borders to the students. Again, this is my personal view, in April or May. And this is why coming back to the fact that people are also anticipating all this. They are We have had a huge inquiries from students for the May intake and September intake. Already the admissions for September intake have started. And although it's September, we're not even in the new year, but the September intake has started. And because the students feel that because with the vaccination coming up, commonly available in all the countries, the Canada government will open the borders. But as of now, only DLIs which have a quarantine plan, approved quarantine plan from the government of Canada, their students can come to Canada physically.
Okay, that is good to know, Nabil. And for our final question for today, if any student wants to apply through Northwestern Immigration, what benefits would they receive and how can they apply?
Okay, so our benefits, there are multiple. It's not one that it's just like sometimes what happens is we get people, again, as I said, I will repeat that we get people who have damaged their applications, or they have created a history which is irreparable with the government of Canada immigration department, because anything that goes into the system of the government of Canada, that cannot be taken out. So we get a lot of inquiries where they have already, because of their innocence, and they think that the student permit is very easy, they apply themselves, and they create a trouble for themselves. So what we do is, as I said, again, I'm repeating myself, that strategizing an application has to be strategized properly. It's not that you have, because sometimes you get students who have got about 2.5 GPA, and their IELTS is about 6. They don't have the right financial resources. We still help them come here to Canada. We have had a lot of success with these students. And this is, I'm not talking from any particular country. I'm talking about people from various countries, various parts of the world, from Middle East, Asia, Europe, even South America. So this is where we have a lot of experience in planning their application. And with us, we have the experienced staff that helps them. So what we start by assessing the applicant. So what is their marks? What is their grade? What is their IELTS? What is their financial resources? Our first question is, can you afford it? Can you, because you must understand that the tuition fee in Canada, at least in a community college, is about about $14,000 onward, 14,000 Canadian dollars per year to 17,000 Canadian dollars. This is for a community college for a postgraduate diploma or a postgraduate certificate program. It could be higher for a bachelor's degree or or bachelor's degree or master's degree. So you need to show sufficient proof of financial resource that you have the right resources, you have the right you have the you have the right qualification, you go into right program. That is, most students get rejected because their program is not aligned. Some of the students get rejected because their study plan is not well. They cannot write a proper study plan. They don't know, just write maybe few lines and they think the study plan will work. Most people, then one of the recent, I can just give you a lot of examples that we have helped students with. The married students is a big is an issue, if not have, because we take a lot of inquiries where they say, oh, I was married and I'm married and I applied for myself and my spouse, and we got rejected. So married students are very, because what happens is, under the Canadian law, I would like to inform my viewers, under the Canadian law, married students, if let's say a wife gets a study permit to study in Canada, their husband can get an open work permit for the same duration. So if the wife gets a 2 year work permit, study permit, and the husband will get a 2 year work permit. But for that, the case has to be very strong. We get a lot of inquiries that, I'm married, I applied for it and I got rejected. I'm married, I have children, I applied for it, I got rejected. So there are various ways. We know ways, very legal, successful ways that we have converted visitor visas into study visas. We do that regularly. Okay, in the last couple of years, we have helped over 50 families move from various parts of the world to Canada, and they had visitor visas. They moved from visitor visas to came here, and we helped them move to study visas, and their spouses got the work permits. Their children are studying in public schools free of cost. So there are, again, it's all about strategy. Nothing is without strategy, because the rules, immigration is one thing. Canadian immigration is evolving. Just like you saw, COVID has changed lot of rules. COVID had a lot of new laws will be coming up, a lot of new streams will be coming up, lot of new streams, and everything will be, laws will be changed. So it's an immigration is an evolving thing. So if you think that your friend got a study permit and you can apply and do the same, that may not be true, because your friend was a different scenario. Um, you are a different scenario, although you may have the same background, same everything, but no two cases are the same. So each case has to be handled very separately, very carefully, has to be monitored, and has to be taken care of. So we try to our utmost to submit a very strong case, and to the government of Canada, so that the chances of their approval are very strong, and there's no damage to the file, to the history. Because some of the students, I know very well, I helped so many students. They came to us for the student visa, but upon further investigation and assessment, we came to know they could qualify for a direct PR. So we guided them that, don't do a student visa, it will be expensive for you. Just let's go into a direct PR stream. I have heard so many success stories where we have moved the students from we told them, instead of wasting so much money and time, and then again you're going to apply for a PR after 2 years, 3 years, whatever, might as well, you qualify now. This is what you got to do it, and we go from there onwards. So this is where we help them to go through, and we save their money and time, because somebody who was thinking of coming on to Canada on a student and then applying for a PR could take 3 years from that time. So we help them. And then sometimes, just like I give you an example, I have few students that we have successfully worked with. They had low IELTS score. I mean, they wanted to apply for STS, but they had about 5.5 band, in two of their modules, where 6 is minimum required. And so we helped them. We got them coaching, IELTS coaching, from our instructors over here in Canada, and it was it took about 30 to 40 hours of IELTS coaching, and their overall band score went from 5.5 to 7. Even in one case, they went to 7.5 band with our coaching from our instructors. We have specific qualified instructors who help them, and then they were admitted to a very good college, reputed college, and their study permits were approved, like anything, and under the STS stream. So again, this is strategy. So anyway, we saved the clients money because they wanted to do a pathway program. Pathway program is also possible, as I said, English pathway program or the French pathway program. But in certain cases, the students are very. We see that they can work hard on their IELTS and then they can come here, and that saves a lot of money for them and time above all.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that, Nabeel. I'm sure our viewers are very happy to listen to the different ways that they can come to Canada and study. Now, before we end today's session and before moving on, I have a lot of questions from our viewers who
Okay.
have written comments in the comment box. I'm just going to sort through them and ask you for a few of them.
Okay.
So, one of the questions is I am Samya, a student of Bachelor of Business Administration from University of Malya. I want to apply for a master's program right after my graduation. Can I apply for MBA without work experience?
Again, usually MBA requires work experience by the university. Okay, because MBA is a specific stream where each university, each business school has their own criteria of admission. So ideally, you should have work experience for 1 to 2 years before you apply to the college. But again, this is where it depends which business school you're going to. If you're going to whatever business school you're going to, if you're going to Schulich Business School or whichever Richard Ivey Business School, whatever business school you're applying to, you have to seek their requirements. What is their requirements? So because in certain cases, for MBA students, they need a GMAT or a GRE accordingly as well. So this is where the school will guide you. What is their requirement? We will help you once you have met the LOA requirements, letter of acceptance, because usually MBA students are given a direct letter of acceptance by the school, and then we process their file for the study permit.
Okay, and she had another question. I think this is what you spoke about a few minutes ago that although she wants to apply for her MBA with her spouse, she's just wondering how many years visa will her spouse get. So,
Yes.
if she gets 2 years, will her spouse get 2 years work permit? How does it go?
Yes, that is correct. But again, this is a spousal application. A married applicant is a very tough application usually, and this is what I tell my clients that we have to plan it very well, very well. We have to, because the thing is, if both of you coming are together, then it could create problems for your application. So the thing is, yes, the answer to your question, the simple answer to your question is yes. If you have 2 years of study permit, your spouse will get 2 years of work permit. That is correct. But how? That's a different question then.
Okay. We have another question. So,
Yes.
this viewer said that he would like to get information about graduates without work experience. So, he is planning to come to Canada and apply for a work permit before he comes. And he's asking if he can apply for a work permit without having prior experience back in his home country.
That is actually a work permit question. I would like to answer it once we do a work permit webinar. But in short, the answer could be depending on what his studies are and how it goes. Usually, a work experience is required from your home country to by an employer over here. Because without an experience, the employer will not consider you because you do not have the required experience in your field of work.
Okay, and the last question, which I'm very sure both of us can answer, but someone is asking if we do take cases from inside Canada as well.
Yes, yes, yes. We do a lot of cases from inside Canada as well. As a matter of fact, one of recently, actually this year, if I let you know, we have taken over. I think if I'm not wrong, we've taken over 100 cases from inside Canada and converted them successfully into students or study permit extensions, depending on how it goes. So that is also what we do. No problem.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Nabeel. But before we end today's session, would you like to give a message to our viewers before we leave?
Yes. My only message is that plan yourself, plan your studies, plan your pathway, plan your way to Canada. It is getting tougher day by day. There's a lot of competition. I mean, Canada is probably, if I'm not wrong, the only country that is giving you postgraduate work permits after your studies in Canada. and that means the government is selecting only the best of the lot, and those with the best applications. So it is very important that each applicant is takes this application seriously. They take our professionals help. Again, as I said, we do 150 to 200 applications a year, and even with the COVID, we did almost the same number of applications like we do every year. So this is where we know how to strategize your application. Each case is different. Again, my bottom line is each case is different. No two cases are the same, and cases should be taken. Each case should be taken very very seriously. It is not a child's game. It is not a walk in the park where you say, oh, I went to apply for Canadian study permit and I got it. No, there are a lot of requirements. So you have to be very very careful of how you present your case, what you're doing, because it's your future here. So this is where it has to be very very carefully planned. And I would recommend, do not damage your history, do not damage your future, because the people I know, those who have misrepresented themselves, or those who have written wrong information about themselves, they get banned for 5 years, and this is becoming very very common. I know, so I get so many inquiries that I got banned for 5 years. At that point, uh, nobody can do anything for them. So nothing can be done for them because you're already been banned for 5 years. And as such, there's no appeal to it. So you have to be very very careful of what you're doing, what step you're taking, and how you're going about it, right? So this is very very important. So again, the thing is, seek professionals help. We are here to help you. We'll guide you from your admission process to your study permit application, and how what the best way forward is. And on, because just like you, for your health, you go to a doctor and you seek the doctor's advice. Similarly, this is also about your future. So why not seek a professional advice over here? So this is my bottom line is. And again, we are here to help you. We have the staff, we have the experience and the expertise to take care of your inquiries, and help you go fulfill your Canadian dream. Once you come here, obviously, then you have a very high chances of becoming a permanent resident. And obviously, that's another pathway we can discuss in the later seminar. But the thing is, at least you give yourself the right choice. Right, you take a right pathway and you go from there, and you don't waste your money. I get so many people who said, we did it ourselves 3 or 4 times. By doing 3 or 4 times, you already wasted about $600-700. And I know people who have done IELTS about 3 or 4 times. That's another probably $1,000 to $1,200. So if you are not getting your IELTS score required, or you're not getting through, then at least you can seek our help. We can guide you that, okay, instead of spending so much money on reappearing IELTS, might as well take the IELTS coaching, right? So IELTS coaching through Canadian coaches, so that although in one shot you think that you're spending a lot of money, but I know people who appear in IELTS 5 times, 6 times. At the end of the day, oh, how many dollars are you? Oh, we have spent over $2,000 on just appearing in the IELTS exams, because we could not make the right scores. Might as well you spend half of it on your education, improving your IELTS and appearing once only. So these are things that we help with each case.
So, thank you so much, Nabeel. But I'm so sorry, but we still have a few questions. This
Hmm.
one is actually very important. So, by doing a 1 year diploma in Canada, would I be able to apply for my PR?
That is possible. Yes, we have a lot of clients, and if you see our Google reviews, you will find some of the clients who have done that. This is a very strategic pathway. So that is possible if you have a bachelor's degree from back home. So the thing is, let's say you have a bachelor's degree that is recognized by the government of Canada through the EC organizations, Education Credential Assessment Organizations, one of those 5 organizations. If your degree is recognized there, and then you along with that, you have a good IELTS score in IELTS, and you have 1 year of studies here in Canada. You study 1 year. Then with that, you will need 1 year of work experience in Canada under a certain job level, like a supervisor or assistant manager job level, and then from there onwards, you may be able to qualify for PR. So the bottom line is, yes, that is possible depending on what your background is.
And would you be able to share the charges that we charge students to complete their application for them?
That I can say again, each case is very different. But again, we are very competitive. Our charges are minimal because we understand you're coming here for studies. But again, taking a study visa, study permit is the first step towards PR. So again, this is why we take your future very seriously, and we work very hard for it. And so our charges are very competitive and minimal. We don't charge, we don't, I mean, overcharge. Everything is in writing. We give you a quote first. First we assess you, then we tell you this is the pathway that we can suggest, and this is our quote. It's an official quotation that you get. There's a validity to that quotation. If you give us a go ahead, we'll issue your retainer agreement. You sign the retainer, you pay the initial deposit, we start working on your application. And when the application is ready to be submitted, you pay the second and final installment, and we submit your application along with the government fees.
Okay, perfect. And just lastly, if you could share the fees that students need to pay for their application.
Yeah, sorry, Stacy, I lost you. Can you please repeat your question?
Yes, of course. So for an undergraduate program, if the IELTS score is below 6, will the candidate still be able to apply for their study permit, or is there a perfect score that all students need to have?
No, as I said that if you don't meet the required IELTS score, yes, then we have the pathway program, the English pathway program. So that is also a very famous program that we have gradually perfected over the last few years. Those students come here to study for English language. It could be one semester, it could be 2 semesters, it could be 10 weeks, depending on what the level of their English is. And from there onwards, they go on to move on to get a conditional letter acceptance from the college, and then they apply for the study. They come here and study accordingly to their program. So it was what it is. This is known as a pathway program. So you come and study English. The level of how many weeks to study, 1 semester, 10 weeks, 2 semesters, that the college will tell you depending on your level. And after that you go on to you get a conditional letter of acceptance. Once you meet the conditions, your conditional letter of acceptance is converted into a regular letter of acceptance, and you go on to study as a regular student at that time.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, Nabeel. Our viewers have also commented in the comment section that they are really thankful for all the information that you provided today. Thank you very much.
No problem, no problem. And if anything, you have our numbers, you have our emails, you have our connection through our website. We are always there for you. We have the staff, we have the ability, we have the expertise to take care of your applications. I just recommend everybody not to ruin their futures, because I have seen the last few months how many rejections people are getting, and I get people crying where they say, we lost our ability, our opportunity to come to Canada. And this is where this also hurts us a lot, that the doors have been closed for them. Because if you apply it few times and you're not able to succeed, this becomes very difficult for us as well. So might as well take the right step and go forward in the right direction. Just like you take care of your health, you go to a doctor. Similarly, this is your future as well. You need to seek professional guidance for your applications. And
True, very true. Thank you so much, Nabeel.
thank
And
you.
to our viewers, thank you so much for staying on with us till the end of the session. If you have any more comments, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. If you would like us to make more such videos, please let us know. Thank you very much and have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.